You're happy? I'm not at all. I hate this. I hate everything about this. This is a desperation play. This is the Patriots looking absolutely pathetic. What if we heard all offseason long, the plan?
It's out the window.
From Alex Van Pelt, from Jerod Mayo.
Yep.
What the F was the plan? The plan was
Panic.
Getting him ready and letting him mature, letting him marinate, and then stepping into a good offensive situation.
Yeah.
Your plan is so sideways. If the Patriots beat the Dolphins at home, Drake Maye would not be playing against the Texans. And that's what tells me that plan all around was BS. This is desperation. This is pathetic. And this reeks of a bottom tier dumpster fire team from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And it goes into what this offseason was. And I will keep it quick because people have heard me say this ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
Eliot Wolf never went out and got a left tackle.
No, he didn't.
Eliot Wolf never went out and got a dynamic number one receiver.
Yep.
Eliot Wolf and his front office and what Alex Van Pelt did failed at every step to improve this offense.
Mm-hmm.
They have the worst receiving room in the league. Mm-hmm. They have the worst offensive line in the league that lets up the highest pressure rate in the NFL. Almost 50% of Jacoby Brissett's dropbacks resulted in pressures. You know who leads the league in pressure percentage? The Houston Texans at 42%.
Woo!
They have Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. We've seen them in back-to-back games this year combined for 13 or more pressures.
Yes.
They like to blitz 35 to 40% of the time. This Patriots offensive line looked okay against Miami with no Jalen Phillips and Zach Sealer as their number one pass rusher.
Right.
Right now, you have a backup at every single spot on the offensive line except for right guard where Mike Onwenu is starting. Mm-hmm. How do you think they're going to fare against these two edge rushers?
Not good.
Especially when the Dolphins had to have it go to the second to last drive for the Patriots, 3rd and 10, 4th and 10. They blitzed, and the Patriots and Jacoby Brissett were caught dead in the water. They didn't know how to respond.
Yeah.
This is the worst offense in the NFL because the offensive line is terrible. And your play caller, when you're averaging almost 8 yards per rush, would rather drop back to pass 37 times than run it when he only totaled 18 rushes in the game.
Sure.
There's been no adaptation from Alex Van Pelt over the weeks.
No.
This offensive line has been absolutely abysmal. They've gotten worse. And Jacoby Brissett by no means was good. By no means was putting you in a situation to win games.
But he threw too many damn times.
Exactly. I hated his situation for Drake Maye because of the offensive line. I now hate it because of the offensive coordinator and the situation and the structure of the offense overall.
Yeah.
And against this matchup of the Houston Texans, who just held Josh Allen to 9 for effing 30 passing. And you know what they did, Trav? They went with their young secondary, who has looked porous at times. They go, we're just going to play man defense and see if you could beat us.
Yeah.
The two worst graded wide receivers in creating separation, KJ Osborne and Jalen Polk. They rank second to last and last in the NFL in receivers that qualify. You can't get open. You can't put together a game plan. You can run the ball, but when you do, you decide not to.
Right.
You can't pass block. You can't adjust.
You can't do anything.
You cannot coach. And you are going to put the future of your franchise, not just against the Houston Texans. You're going to put them against the Jacksonville Jaguars with 3 good pass rushers.
Overseas.
After that, the New York Jets that will get led by Jeff Olbrich, who is as real as they come as a defensive coordinator, and he's the next head coach. He's the next Jerod Mayo. Then after that, Titans fine. The Chicago Bears, that's one of the best defenses in the league.
Yep.
Los Angeles Rams, they're okay. Dolphins soft. Colts, pretty good. It's just the onslaught this kid is going to take from week 6 on. I want to rip this piece of paper because it is just frustrations mounting up on how bad the handling of this entire offseason has been. Yeah. And now this rookie quarterback, who I absolutely love as a prospect. I absolutely love him.
Did. Yep.
But no prospect is better than the situation they're in. Keep in mind this too. Drake Maye made 26 starts at quarterback in college. He's about to make his first NFL start. The success stories where CJ Stroud's an anomaly. Look at Justin Herbert, 40-plus starts in the NFL.
Big games, too.
You look at the guys that have hit in the draft as a top 3 pick. 30-plus starts at minimum.
Look at Bo Nix.
Jaden Daniels, your boy Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels.
55 starts.
Bo Nix is damn near 54 years old.
And he sucks. I don't even care about Bo Nix.
Doesn't suck.
He sucks.
Come on.
I don't even want to get into that. I'm saying
he's experienced.
With limited football experience, fine. Yeah, I'd rather have Bo Nix back there. With limited football experience, you are going to kill this kid. Yeah. You are going to kill him. And again, I get back to, You're deciding to start Drake Maye against the Houston Texans. If they beat the Dolphins and your head was a little bit above water and you were 2-3 and you said, look.
Yeah, that's different.
You wouldn't be playing him against the Texans.
No.
This is a knee-jerk reaction. This is a desperate play.
Panic.
And this reflects so poorly on the Patriots. They're an absolute laughingstock this season.
Okay, you're right on everything you said. We all feel like this is kind of worst-case scenario to bring this kid in, okay? Let's look at the flip side of the coin for the sake of the conversation. What's best-case scenario? What does a realistic successful run at the starting quarterback for Drake Maye this season look like? I need to see a few things. And some of it is Alex Van Pelt related, so I'm going to try to keep him out of this because I need some creativity with a kid you can be creative with. You can't be but so creative with Jacoby Brissett because he's a dinosaur in terms of how he plays. He's archaic in terms of the quarterback position. He's a pocket passer who can't move much, although he looked pretty good this season. To your point you brought up the other day, hey, even though he's moving and running for his life, he was moving around a little more mobile than what we're used to seeing from him. For Drake Maye, I would like to see some rhythm to the offense, some flow to the offense. Is he in command? I mean, the center position is a mess right now, and we spent the whole damn offseason in training camp talking about center to quarterback exchange for him and how that was a concern, and they're trying to fix his footwork, and he's not used to taking snaps under center and all that. That just feels like disaster written all over it. But for success story, can we see that exchange, especially with the center position right now being a mess? Can Drake Maye handle that? I want to see that.
He couldn't do it in training camp.
I know, but I'm saying
and
that's my
Nick
point.
Leverett at center.
Where we are now, I want to see that. Is he capable of handling that? Has that improved? Can Drake Maye handle that, especially right now, especially
1,000%.
against this team? I want to see that. Does the offense have some juice? Is there proof of life? Is because Drake Maye has been inserted into this lineup, can you now feel the offense is a little different? It has a little pop to it. He does bring a spark. He provides a spark. No one is expecting some greatest show on turf here. They don't have the personnel for that, nor the play calling. But can Drake Maye give you a shot in the arm? Can he be a shot of whiskey for this offense and give you a little something? I want to see that. And quite frankly, if he could do those things, if it's not a sloppy mess where he's turning the ball over, throwing picks, fumbles, center to quarterback exchange, he just looks like he shouldn't be out there and it's too soon and it looks like a panic move. If I can get, he's comfortable. The offense flows better. He is in command. He is in control. He does provide a little spark right now. Then it's not the worst thing. That to me is what success realistically looks like for Drake Maye. But I have my concerns that any of that is going to be the case. I actually think it could be a bleeping mess against this particular opponent. We went through the schedule there, and we can go deeper into it, but there are other opponents. Hell, I don't even care. I know it's London. I'm cool with him making his debut in London. That's a great story for him later in his career. But against the Jaguars. But the Texans specifically and the way they're playing and that head coach, oh, my God. I mean, did you see how they made Josh Allen look? What the hell do you think Drake Maye is going to look like in his first start?
This Texans defense, and it's bigger than that. It's not just this weekly matchup.
Yeah.
They could be playing the Jaguars, who have not generated a ton of pressure. With a talented pass rush combination in Trayvon Walker and Joshua Hines-Allen, and a good guy up the middle in Eric Armstead. When your starting center right now, Nick Leverett, is still learning how to play the position and allowed 8 pressures up the middle. You have Vidarian Lowe, who's a backup left tackle at most. You don't know what you have at left guard. You just benched your starting right guard, and you moved your starting right tackle to right guard. And then you have DeMontre Jacobs, who's a practice squad player at right tackle. When you just have that moving forward in general, let alone against this opponent, why I'm so frustrated and why I just went off is because it's not about 2024 for Drake Maye. I've been saying this since day one.
Yeah.
It is 2025, 2026.
Yeah.
2035. But you can ruin that by this kid starting from week 6 to week 18 with one bye week late in the season after he's getting his teeth kicked in week 14.
Right. Yeah.
With all the progress you made of him, literally, he would stand up straight in a pocket at UNC. He would lock on and make predetermined throws.
Footwork.
He would force the ball where he can. His footwork was awful. And Alex Van Pelt's done a good job of doing that from what we've seen. Still is a very long release. But you can digress him back to the UNC Drake Maye.
Sure you can.
And it's because you did not address your biggest needs on offense outside of the quarterback position. You drafted a right tackle and you signed a right tackle in free agency. You drafted another guard. You got a reliable wide receiver over the middle with all that cash to burn. You just brought back guys. Guess what? Hunter Henry, since the first half of Seattle, has been non-existent.
Yep.
You extended him. Jabril Peppers, you extended him. That kid made one of the biggest mistakes of his life, and we'll see if he's even back on the team.
Right.
The miscalculations all across. There's injuries you can't expect. David Andrews and Christian Barmore, but nonetheless, this is such a fragile state. And you point out what you want to see from Drake Maye. What he will add to this offense, bootlegs, rollouts, his athleticism could be RPOs, sprint out passes. But you know what?
That's a play call, George.
I don't trust him. I don't trust Alex Van Pelt. And you said, can there be juice to the offense?
Right.
We saw juice on Sunday.
Yeah.
It was averaging 8 yards a carry.
Facts.
They were wearing number 38 and number 4, and you took the ball out of their hands.
Facts.
The most damning thing I can say is I don't trust your offensive play caller. I don't trust the head coach of the offense, as Jerod Mayo says it. That's why I don't trust this plan. The plan that they've been feeding the fans is absolute BS, and it's about to be a year 5 of awful offense and awful coaching and awful decisions made by the same damn franchise.
Well, let's go there, because I tell you what, brother, you bring up some great points in that, but if this season continues to go the way it goes, I don't give a damn. Everyone tells me, well, Robert Kraft is loyal to Jerod Mayo, and this was the plan from the beginning. This is the NFL. Not for long. That's what that stands for. So I'm telling you right now, if this season, the rest of it, goes away, most of us think it will, a mess, and you're getting this kid's clock cleaned, he's going to have a new head coach and a new play caller in those seasons you bring up, the future.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I know everyone's happy for Jerod Mayo to get the job. He's trying to change the culture. This has not gone well. It's still early, but it is bottom of the barrel. So if this continues and this kid is getting destroyed out here behind this offensive line, I just don't think this current coach and this current play caller and Eliot Wolf are going to be here for the Drake Maye era beyond.